Is the cult of youth cheating us all out of the next big thing? There's the wonderkind CEO, the company started out of a dorm room, the young billionaire. I mean, you know the storyline. But are we placing too much value on these early bloomers? Rich Karlgaard is the author of Late Bloomers, The Power of Patience in a World Obsessed with Early Achievement, and he joins us now. Hello.
Thank you for having me on the show. The book comes out today. It's out.
Exciting. Congratulations.
Yeah.
So help us out, because first of all, I want to know what defines a late bloomer. Like, how late do you have to peak to be in here?
Well, I went into the research and into the scientific literature to see if there was an official definition of late bloomer. There was not. And so I thought, well, I'll offer one. And I believe that a late bloomer is somebody who taps into their deepest talents and their deepest passions. It's the intersection of those two. And so finding that is really the quest that people who don't feel that they were early bloomers should get on. And by the way, because you change over the course of your life, you can bloom more than once.
So, but like 30, 40, there's no age. I mean,
you could arguably say Tom Brady is a late bloomer because he was only the 199th player taken in his year of the NFL draft, even though 2 years later he won a Super Bowl. Relative to his field, he was a late bloomer.
Now, do you think that, I mean, I think a lot about the labor market and the way that we continue to see participation among older workers increase, and I sort of wonder if we as a society need to rethink our careers as multiple phases instead of like a linear path, right? I think a lot of people say, I'm getting on this train, I'm going to make VP, and then I'm going to be in charge of some group, and then I'm going to retire and go home. But really, it's not that simple.
Well, it's a great strategy to think about the evolution of your career, because a great study came out of Harvard and MIT and Massachusetts General Hospital in 2015, led by a woman named Laura Germain. And it asked the question, at what age does our brain peak? And it's a complicated answer. It depends what you're measuring. So rapid synaptic processing speed, working memory, all the things that make you a great software coder in your teens and 20s, that's when that part of your brain peaks. Executive functioning, compassion, leadership skills begin to peak in your 30s, 40s, and 50s. And then what we call wisdom, which is really the interconnectedness between the two hemispheres of the brain, reconciling different views, really blossoms in our 60s and 70s. So if you think about a career, I talked to a Mayo liver transplant surgeon for this book who said, as a technical surgeon, I peaked in my 50s. As somebody able to diagnose a very complex liver transplant where bleeding can break out anywhere, I keep getting better in my 60s. So the answer is to pair his superior diagnostic ability with a young, up-and-coming technical specialist.
I want to look at some of the late bloomers that you mention in your book. Okay, so I think we have some of these guys up. Morgan Freeman, Martha Stewart is in there. Toni Morrison, J.K. Rowling. Vera Wang, I was surprised, 41. That is Tom Siebel on the end. And he was the only business person really going through it that I kind of knew well. When I'm thinking like business people we talk about. So why is it that in Silicon Valley, in Wall Street, in Fortune 500 companies, I mean, there's examples in arts and maybe you have some in sports, but we don't really have CEO examples. Or am I wrong?
Well, I think you are wrong. They don't get a lot of publicity. The most celebrated woman among people that really follow Silicon Valley and know who's really doing great stuff, it's not some of the names you necessarily read about. It's Diane Green, who co-founded VMware back in the 90s. Today, VMware has a market cap of $55 billion. And then until January, she was the CEO of Google Cloud at age 64. Tom Siebel's in his late 60s doing great work at C3. Dave Duffield founded PeopleSoft in his 50s and then Workday in his 70s. So those examples are out there. But there's this culture that works against, I think in these rapid scale algorithmic businesses that are oriented toward the consumer, I think young people have superior insight on how consumer tastes are changing. B2B, I think, is a veteran's game, which is why you see Siebel and David Duffield in B2B businesses. But look, there's a prejudice out there in Silicon Valley. I've lived my whole adult life in Silicon Valley, and I can tell you, I mean, Mark Zuckerberg said at age 22, he doesn't say that anymore, bless him, basically young people are smarter. Vinod Khosla, who was a co-founder of Sun Microsystems back in the 80s and was a very accomplished venture capitalist, said Basically, after 45, people are brain dead.
Hey, Rick.
And that's nonsensical.
Just so going off of that, the
Yeah.
students that are sitting in class right now, the younger people who are looking for jobs that aren't necessarily on the track to be the next Zuckerberg or the next Musk, what kind of advice would you give these kinds of young people?
Well, I wrote the book specifically for them and for their parents, because in these economic hotbeds like Silicon Valley or Seattle or New York or Boston, and you go around the world, Singapore, Hong Kong, same thing, there's enormous pressure on kids to achieve early and achieve big, and their parents are driving it. Look at how extreme it got, a few weeks ago when we all learned of the college admissions bribery scandal. That's the lengths to which people will go. And it's kind of nonsensical, because think of the educational system as a conveyor belt. You're moving kids along, and what gets discovered? Their ability to sit and take a standardized test, and their ability to do well on advanced placement courses. Well, that's great if your skills are there and the system reveals your strengths. What if those are your weaknesses, and your strengths lie latent, and they're never discovered? What if you're the most brilliant potential carpenter, in your class, and nobody ever knows, and you don't even know, and your parents are trying to steer you away from skilled trades because it's uncomfortable to talk about at a cocktail party?
It's a really interesting book. Late Bloomers, thank you so much for coming by and talking to us. Rich Karlgaard, look, we got a picture up of it right there. You see it.
Thank you.
On sale today. Thank you so much. I think everyone wants to be a late bloomer. It's good to get old.
I'm still waiting.